so I can post it for her later. There you go. We are now recording. And I'm going to go to this PowerPoint. I'll make sure I get the right one. Yep, Secret Journey to the Upper Room. We're back with that. Great. All right, let's go ahead and start our story. This is what would have been taking place during the daytime of Maundy Thursday. Basically, you remember how Jesus kept going back to Bethany and kind of hanging out at Mary and Martha's house? That was kind of his stomping grounds where he could relax. And at night, they probably had dinner together. And remember the one night Mary anointed Jesus, and it was like she was preparing him for his burial. And but he would then, in the daytime, go into the city and do things. And the next day, after, like on Monday, he turned the tables over in the temple. He wasn't happy that they were selling goods in the marketplace there and everything. And so that was that day. And then today, he is going back into the town. And we're going to hear a story about how he tried to find a special place where he and his disciples, kind of like his best friends, his BFFs, where they could spend some time, one last meal before he knew he was going to be going to die on the cross. So let's read about that and hear about that. All right, this story is found in the book of Luke, which is one of the Gospels. Remember, our Gospels are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Some of these stories were found in all 4 Gospels. Some were found in just 3. Some were found in just 2. This one is just found in Luke. So it's kind of a unique story, but there is proof that this is what happened at this time on that day. On the Jewish day of the unleavened bread, when the Passover lamb was sacrificed, Jesus sent Peter and John on a secret mission. As you enter the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him to the house he enters. Tell the owner of the house to show you the guest upper room, where you will prepare the Passover meal. So he's telling him, look for this guest room in this house farther away. So Peter and John went into the city. They kept a lookout for the man with a jar of water on his head. Then he appeared in view. It was an unusual sight because it was normally women, not men, who carried the water. This is our man. Let's follow him. They followed the man with the jar through the narrow streets of Jerusalem. They followed him into a district where many of those plotting to kill Jesus worked and lived. Peter and John kept following the man. Finally, he led them to a house that had a large upper room. Peter and John entered the house and began to prepare the Passover meal, as Jesus had asked. Why was the location so secret? Jesus knew that Judas would betray him, but he did not want this to happen until he had shared their Last Supper together. So I want you to just be thinking about how today was kind of a normal day still. They were still walking around the city. Things were normal. Things were okay. But this is kind of the calm before the storm. This is where, this is when they went to this person and said, okay, we need to start thinking about something important that's happening here. There's this very special meal happening. We need to find a place to celebrate this. So they went and they found this place with the guidance of this man. And now they're going to start preparing the meal. And then at 6:30, we're going to gather back here together this evening. And you're going to hear about how Jesus washed his disciples' feet, how they had their last meal. And guess what? They don't sit at tables the same way we do back in Bible times. You're going to get to see how they sat at their tables. It's kind of different. And then you're going to see what happens after the dinner, because right after dinner, instead of eating dessert or whatever, they went and did something different, okay? And then something kind of interesting happens that evening. It has to do with an ear. Some of you might know about that story. Let me give you a hint. So these are all things you're going to be listening for tonight. Okay, so come on back at 6:30 tonight, and you can hear these stories. And then tomorrow, you can come back in the morning, and you're going to get to hear when Jesus was put on trial and when they said he's guilty and crucify him. And then we'll wait a little bit longer. And then at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, that's when Jesus dies on the cross. And we're going to hear that story at 3 o'clock when Jesus died on the cross. That's tomorrow, though, okay? So, all right, so tonight, 6:30, I'll see you guys, or as many of you as possible, okay? And if you don't get to hear us at 6:30, I will try to record it, and I'll play it right after that, okay? Have a great day. Happy Monday, Thursday. See you tonight at 6:30.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.